So, I decided to create this channel, and the reason is actually just for myself. I'm pretty bad at free flow speaking, I guess I'll call it. I usually just stop and don't know what to say after a few sentences, but I made this channel because I saw some Minecraft Yap style channels, I guess you can call them, where they just play Minecraft and talk about things. And I thought surely if I made a channel like that, that's going to help me. However, I waited a very long time, way longer than I should have at least, to create this channel, and that's actually what I want to talk about first in this video. Is I really do have analysis paralysis, and it's really bad. It really annoys me because I'll sit on a decision for weeks or sometimes months. Recently, it's been months actually. And I'll never get anything done. And when I think back, well, for example, there's the whole idea of being a content creator. I think that's something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. With my Minecraft Hypixel videos that I used to make, they were a lot of fun, but I was really inconsistent. And I think that's because I just lost interest in the types of videos I was making. So I would keep jumping ship and I'd make different kinds of videos in Minecraft. But then that started expanding into different types of videos as I grew older and had new interests. So I would make videos on game dev, and I would eventually jump ship on that too because of certain reasons. But it really annoys me that I have not been able to stick to something for a particularly long time. And I don't know, I'm sure actually it's not just me, but I really want to beat it, and I don't know how, because there has been a decision that I've been weighing out for months, and I just don't know how to go about it, really. I'm not going to get into it, but I think this channel also has a second purpose, and it is me trying to defeat my analysis paralysis, because by making this channel and just yapping, and it's really low effort content, but hopefully it can snowball into somehow having an idea of what I want to do. And on that note, I really hope nobody that I know in real life finds this channel, because I think there's some sort of subconscious pressure when you know that people who you know in real life are watching your videos, to say certain things. But if you know that nobody's watching, or if you assume rather that nobody's watching, I think that you can speak a lot more freely and maybe figure out some things about yourself or ask questions that you wouldn't have asked otherwise. So hopefully that remains intact for a bit. I gotta get started on a house in this world, but I haven't played survival Minecraft in a while. But anyway, that has really been on my mind, and I hope that I can answer a few questions that I pose upon myself in these videos, but if I don't and it just ends up being a rant, so be it. Um but yeah, I have been always, I think for most of my life I have been into content creation. I grew up someone who has consumed a lot of content, probably more than I should have um growing up. But I don't know, it never really came to fruition because I was just never consistent. You know, there were many different phases that my content took. And now I'm at a crossroads where I don't really know what content to make. But I want to make some sort of content. I think that is for sure. Um but I think I'm overthinking it. And I have a feeling once again that this is a very common problem that a lot of people face. But it feels really defeating seeing the weeks go by and months go by. And there are other people your age who are succeeding in these different ventures that you have been eyeing for a long time. But because you can't just settle on these ideas, you know, you never get anything done and you just kind of watch the time go by. And it sucks. And I hope I can put a stop to that. And the first step is possibly this video. But I'm going to keep this video, or try to keep it as anonymous as possible. For reasons that I said before. I'm also going to try and make as minimal cuts as possible, just so that I can practice speaking in front of a camera. Well, no camera, microphone. Because yeah, I am pretty bad at that, so trying to work on that, and hopefully that gets better. But what really annoys me is that this analysis paralysis ordeal applies to more than just content, and it affects other aspects of my life too. Like for example, well, this is going back a little bit, but when I wanted to be a streamer instead of just making YouTube videos, you know, my friends will know this, but I spent so long debating about whether to use Streamlabs or Stream Elements, and you know, that was to record my stream. So essentially either OBS or Streamlabs OBS. I think they rebranded to Streamlabs Desktop, but I spent so long comparing those two services that I spent way less time than I could have actually streaming. And then I look back, you know, a few years later, and I'm like, that was such a waste of time, and I feel so stupid for doing that. Because, you know, genuinely, who knows where I could have been if I just spent that time actually streaming and, you know, getting better at streaming, as opposed to debating these stupid softwares. Or even when it comes to going to the gym, you know, debating what split should I do. Like, it doesn't matter, and anyone who goes to the gym actually knows that. It doesn't really matter as long as you are in the gym and doing something. You're going to be fine. And it's just stupid things like that that really annoy me. And I don't want to be controlled by that anymore. I should probably build something. Oh. I don't want to die in the open here. I'm going to dig into this mountain. Anyway, I'm going to build my bed here, and that's going to call it. That's going to end my rant today. Mini rant, but just something to get started, you know. Oh, there are monsters nearby. Well, anyway, take care.